Hello, everybody. Welcome to another vidIQ live stream. My name is Dan, and we are once again doing our Wednesday Q&A session. We're going to talk about a couple of really cool things today to help you get growing on YouTube in 2022. Specifically, a couple of very, very important metrics that I feel like you should be looking at in order to gain the most views and the most subscribers you possibly can this year. And we will be taking your questions a little bit later. Also, joining me today is Mr. Travis. How's it going?
Oh, I'm here today. Hope everyone's doing well.
I hope so too. Do we want to say hello to some folks? I don't know if you have chat up. I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I got some.
All right. Who are we saying hello to first?
What about Teddy Roblox? He's not going to like the stream. Well, there's a bunch of other streams I'm sure out there that you can go watch. Jonk. Good to see Jonk. I love Jonk. Sarah Dawn and Slavgard is here. And Mark Thunder.
Welcome, everybody. I'm saying hello to Villager, Earl of Cedarham, Chit Chat with Bernie Bella. We have Dempsey J Illustrations and Fatzinity or something like that. So I did run a poll, and what everyone's referring to is this poll we ran. So I asked if they would hit like on the live stream. 77% said of course they would, and then 22% said absolutely. So everybody's pretty much in agreement with hitting the like button.
That's
and
awesome.
We do have more likes than there are viewers, so it's working.
That's good, man. We're doing it. We're doing big things. It's amazing.
I know. I appreciate you being here, Travis.
I saw someone said I look like Savage, but I have no idea what they're talking about. Like,
I don't know what that means.
No idea.
No, that's kind of weird. It's weird that you're using Savage's like background as your Zoom background, but
it's my background. He borrows it.
Oh, okay.
I pay for everything. Come on, let's be honest.
I got confused. I'm sorry. It is a little. Now I understand the confusion.
Yes.
I'm pulling up my screen. I'm frantically right now pulling up my screen here in the background to tell you a little bit more about vidIQ, who we are, what we do, before we get into the topic of the day. We don't just do live streams, believe it or not. We actually have a whole suite of tools that you can be downloading onto your desktop browsers, either Chrome or Firefox. If you authenticate your channel, you get access to all kinds of cool things. I'm going to show you just a couple of my favorites here before we get started. One of them being our newest tool, which is Daily Ideas. This is going to give us up to 50 ideas with the boost plan every single day. And the way it works is really simple. Right now, one of the suggestions is how to grow on YouTube in 2022. This is a pretty interesting idea. We've actually been making content like this already, but just say we hadn't, we might save that idea for later. And then it'll go into our saved ideas list, where all of our saved ideas and our dismissed ideas are in the dismissed ideas list as well. And we can get another view of this by turning off the cards and just looking at the list view as well. And we're seeing very high view predictions on how to grow on YouTube, 5 secret tips to grow on YouTube. So that's an interesting concept as well. Would I use these as titles? Maybe not, but they're here to get me thinking about how I could approach my next video. And I'm being told by our AI that these are all great ideas. Now, these are specifically tailored to the vidIQ channel. And if you download this, they will be specifically tailored to your channel. So if you had a Minecraft channel, you would start to see these ideas over time as you upload videos relate more to your Minecraft content, as an example. So check it out. You can get 3 ideas a day if you download the free tool. And if you're a new customer, we have a link down below. 30 days of our entire suite of tools for free. So if you haven't used that link in the past, you get tools such as our keyword inspector, where you can actually search for keywords like Minecraft and get a really good idea of the videos that are trending under that keyword, the general search volume of the keyword of Minecraft, the overall score. The higher this number is, the better the opportunity is for you. So that's just a few of our tools. Trend alerts that you can set up. You can look at your competitors. You can actually take channels and put them on this list and keep an eye on what they're up to. And again, this is great for content ideas and things like that. So these are just some of the tools that live in our Chrome extension, and you can have access to all of them, again, for 30 days free with the link down below. All right. I think I've left everybody in suspense long enough. The secret metric that we're going to talk about today is actually one, if you've been watching our content for a bit, you've seen us touch on here and there, but I wanted to have an actual discussion about it. It is returning viewers. So what is a returning viewer? How is it different from, say, a subscriber?
Well, so funny you mentioned this. In the very amazing group coaching that started yesterday, we actually talked in depth about this, went into it, talked about it, explained like how you would use it. But essentially, it's telling you hey, these are people that are coming back to your channel after they've seen your channel for the first time, which is great to know, because if you have I mean, obviously we all want more subscribers, right? And that's how you get more subscribers, by having people come back, because the vast majority of people who come to your channel do not subscribe on the first video. So you need them to come back multiple times. I think I mentioned this yesterday, probably during that presentation, that there's probably no one who goes on YouTube thinking, I'm going to subscribe to a channel today. Like, who goes on YouTube and think, I can't wait to subscribe to 10 channels today? It's just not a thing. You're going to watch videos, and maybe you get convinced to subscribe to a channel, but for the most part, that's not what people are doing. But if you get someone to come back multiple times because they see value in your channel, then they're more likely to subscribe.
Yes. And I would say that returning viewers are a much stronger metric to look at when you consider their comparison to subscribers. So pulling up the vidIQ channel, again, one of our other tools here is this real-time stats bar. And in it, it tells us right now we have 1,046,944 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which is a lot of subscribers.
A lot.
However, in the last 28 days, YouTube is telling us 250,000 people have returned to our channel.
Those are new people, by the way, I think is what they're trying to say. Or no, that's returning. Sorry. Which could be people that,
So this is just set to the last 28 days. And this right here is a lot more accurate than our subscriber count, as you can see. The subscriber count has been building over years. People hit the button. I always kind of compare it to the like button for your entire channel. People don't generally go back to videos they've hit like on and unlike them after a hit. They hit like, that like stays there forever. So that's what happens with subscriptions. People subscribe, they give the channel a thumbs up at that particular moment in time, and maybe they come back and watch some of your videos, but over time, people just tend to move on. It happens. This is giving us a much stronger idea of who the heck is watching our channel today. How many people are watching today over and over again? 250,000 people. Still nothing to sneeze at. That's fantastic. What you want to look at in this graph to give you a better sense of what that looks like is the day by day. So if you scroll your cursor down, you get to see exactly on what day you attracted new viewers and returning, how many of them. So the latest data we have is from January 10th, where we got 31,000 people to come back to the channel after having discovered us at least once. 28,000 brand new people who had presumably never seen the channel before. Travis, do you know if that's true, or if eventually a returning viewer can revert back to a new viewer after time?
From what I understand, it's at least within the last 12 months. Last time I remember hearing something. So technically, if someone maybe saw you 2 years ago, it's potentially still considered a new viewer. But yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, if you've seen one channel a year ago, you kind of are new to that channel the second time through. Like, if you just swung by it one time, it's fair. It's close enough.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that for a while. I'm glad I asked, because I have long thought, like, I wonder if these are actually new, or if these people at least had some frame of reference, like they've seen a video way in the past. So they might as well be new, though. That's a long time to go without watching a channel, and a lot changes in a couple of years. So what's also cool about this is that you get to see exactly what video, thanks to this timeline. This is in all kinds of places in your analytics. This timeline shows you over the last 28 days all the content you've put out. Right now we're doing a live stream, or this is Tuesday's live stream. So we uploaded our next 1,000 subscriber video. It's how to get 1,000 subscribers in 2022. And on that particular day, we attracted, I would say, a healthy number of returning and new viewers. But the thing to note about that is that's not all attributed to that one video.
Right.
It happens to be on the entire channel, but it also happens that that's the video we posted that day.
Yeah. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it may be the most recent video that did that, but the problem is, sometimes if you've been doing this for any length of time, an older video will randomly pop up, and then that's actually so it makes this chart sometimes hard to read. You just have to kind of know day to day. Oh yeah, I remember last week this video from like 8 months ago randomly got like 3,000 views, and that actually might be what this is. It unfortunately doesn't explain that.
Yes, and I'll get into that a little bit more, though, in a second. We did just get a super chat. Thank you so much for your super chat, by the way. Definitely don't need to give those to ask questions, but we are not in Q&A mode right now. But I did notice, do you offer one-to-one coaching? If so, how much? I would like a YouTube expert to work with me from the start of my YouTube journey.
Yeah, we do. But coaching that we do, the one-on-one, I wouldn't recommend for a brand new channel. It's really meant for channels that are kind of already stood up. If you're a brand new channel, our group coaching is a much better scenario for that, because then you get to grow with other people at the same time. We started that yesterday, had an incredible live stream. We have another one tomorrow. There's a Discord that's private just for those people. And it's a really good match for most people, because not only are you going to learn the things that you would in a one-on-one session, you also get to grow with other people and potentially have some collaborations that help you grow even faster, especially if they're in your niche. So I'm always recommending group coaching over one-on-one, especially for a newer creator. Plus, it's a lot less expensive. A lot less expensive.
Yeah. I don't think we have the link for group coaching specifically down below, but it is, you are able to find this on our website. Just look up vidIQ group coaching, it'll pop right up. But
yeah. Oh, there it is. They just we put it in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. So that is vidIQ.com/group coaching to learn more. I agree. I would do that first, because you're gonna get you're gonna ease into this, YouTube journey, I think, a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just starting
the
out.
one-on-one thing, because I've been doing it for a couple of years, and I get like that people want to be handheld from day one, but the reality is you're the one that's going to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, like when someone signs up for group coaching, one-on-one coaching, one of the things I have is this little 15-minute call I would do with them, and not everyone is appropriate. I don't take everybody. But I do take smaller creators. Now, it's not to say that I don't. As a matter of fact, really cool little story. One of my creators I've been working with for the last like year and a half. His name's Ink Thinks. I think when I first started talking to him, he had like maybe 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers or something like that. I mean, I've had smaller creators, but regardless, so we kind of grew that channel. Then we spun off a channel that now has 20,000 subscribers, and now he spun off another channel yesterday. Pull this up, because we've been doing this in the. I love this.
Is this one?
So Smash Bracket is the one we spun up a couple of months ago, and that's now bigger than the channel that he came to me with. And now look at the channels again. He spun up a new channel yesterday, and look how many subscribers it has.
Where is it?
I think probably under channels.
Oh, for this channel.
No, wait, no, it's not that one. But then hit channels on here, because he has another channel. What is it? He sent it to me this morning. In one day, because of the techniques we used, he has 800 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, I forget exactly what the name of he sent it to me this morning. Oh, here it is. The name of the channel is called wait, hold on. I deleted that email. Where's the other one? He sent me yesterday. I sent him anyway. I saw it this morning. So it is but anyway, it has 800 subscribers, and it started yesterday. So it's about the techniques, but before he ever came to me, he had a really good base level understanding of what's going on YouTube, and then we just sharpened it. So now we have three channels, all doing great. We also have some other creators I've worked with that have multiple channels with over 200,000 subscribers and stuff. So anyway, it's great once you've got started, but there's so much free, great information. Even in this live stream alone, you should be using this information first. And then once you get somewhere and you've spent no money, then it's time to kind of maybe invest in.
Well, one way you could consider the vidIQ product, the family of products we have as a whole, is like they're all here for you at different stages of your journey.
Yes.
You can start
100%.
with the free tool and these live streams as the first thing. If you have 0 subscribers, 0 views, start there. As you grow and you have a need for more of our tools and advice, that's when you start to invest a little more in our pro plan, and then you can go up to the boost plan. And then from there, you decide, do I want group coaching? Do I want coaching? And if you feel like you want to skip a step and go straight to group coaching or whatever, and you have the funds to do that, totally cool. But that's always how I've thought of our products. I think it's really important to kind of let people know, like, the free tools are quite like you get quite a lot out of them for no extra cost. So
I just pasted in the private chat if you want to pull it up.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. And all of the videos have great views. And anyway, I won't go into the strategy behind it, but it is possible. Like this, I'll say this channel basically wasn't alive 24 hours ago.
17 hours ago is the first video, and I'm guessing you advised them to post that many videos in one day.
Yes, we had a lot of strategy going on here. And I'm so happy for him, because we're building a small empire with his stuff. And he's got another channel we talked about yesterday that I think is going to be bigger than all of these. So yeah, just really fun stuff. But the thing is, you really have to understand YouTube at some type of level, so that we're not talking about the, well, how many times should I, post a video a week, and is my thumbnail cool? Like, I need you to be past that before we get down. Now, group coaching, on the other hand, we can go through all of that because we're taking you from the beginning to the end. Yeah.
Thank you for that context. And if you have any other questions, vidIQ.com has support. Support at vidIQ.com is what I was trying to say. You can reach out to support for more specific questions. But Travis is one of the coaches here at vidIQ. And I was going to say, like, if you got somebody in that had 0 subscribers, 0 views, and that kind of knowledge, would you even take them? You've already answered that. You probably wouldn't. You'd advise them to, go to group coaching or something like that.
Yeah, and I have. I literally have. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is, we really take it seriously. We're not just like, oh, you're willing to give us a bunch of money. It doesn't work like that. Like, we can't help you if you haven't helped yourself to a certain degree.
100%.
So that is that was a lot about group coaching, but I do hope you'll find that helpful. So back to returning viewers. One thing I was going to point out with this is I'd say a newer feature, unless I missed it when they released this returning viewers function. But if you go into any video, you can now see returning viewers for each individual video, which when it started, I don't think was the case.
Right.
But of course, the older the videos are, the more data you get. This video came out not that long ago, but you get a good idea of where it was on its very first day. After its first day of being live, we attracted 17,000, almost 18,000 returning viewers. And we got on its first day, 1,300 new viewers, which is great. Over time, with videos like this, more searchable videos like the one Rob did here, we would like to see that shift. And you already start to see it shift as days go by. Less returning viewers. Our core audience has seen the video now, and we're starting to see new viewers trend upwards and returning viewers trend down. That is what you want to see with returning viewers.
100%. And then hopefully those returning viewers become regular viewers, regular subscribers. Well, returning viewers can be one of two things. It could be newer people new to your channel, or people who come all the time. Obviously, you want to create your true fans, your 1,000 true fans, as you may have heard of.
Yes. I think a lot of people have this misconception where they see a 1 million subscriber channel and they have the wrong assumption that we get at least we have the potential to get 1 million views per video if we wanted, thanks to having 1 million subscribers. And I just want you to look at the comparison. You can see both on screen right now. 17,600 returning viewers, and we have 1,046,000 subscribers. That first day did not attract a fraction of our subscriber count, which is why we've been saying subscribers don't actually matter.
Yeah. They don't matter for views. There's tons of channels out there that have tons of subscribers but not as many views. And then the exact opposite. We've seen channels with very few subscribers but tons of views. So it really is about the content.
Right. Now, another thing they recently did with regards to returning viewers, there's this new metric. Now, I'll start with here. We actually have something that's similar to this in our channel audit tool, whereby you can see videos that people are watching related to your channel. You can see your competitors here as long as you set that up. Top suggested non-owned content. So content, I believe this is suggesting your channel. It tells us top video suggesting your content.
So this is a great part. I'm so glad you showed this. This is such a important part of growth. And it's in the wait, is the channel audit in the free tool, or is that in pro?
Channel audit is free. I don't know exactly. Some of it's blocked behind a paywall, but not all of it. I don't know which features off the top of my head.
Yeah. First of all, channel audit is clutch. Like, you don't even have to try to figure out everything by looking into all the analytics when we pretty much do it for you. But the top suggested non-owned are amazing because it tells you what type of content YouTube thinks is similar to yours. And if you don't have topics about these videos, you should be making topics about these videos, because YouTube's already sending those viewers to you. They already watched a video about that thing. Make a video about it, and likely that video will do well.
Yeah. So you have this, and you can break down your videos in all kinds of fun ways by just clicking on channel audit. You don't have to do any other work than that. And then you can just start to identify which videos are getting the most watch time, which videos have the best retention, what's getting the most views right now, what's getting the most views per hour right now. Of course, this live stream is getting a ton because it is live. But hey, my video from just the other day is getting 273 views per hour right now, which is fantastic to see. Rob's just behind me here. So there's a lot to see with this tool. But YouTube has released something specifically relevant to returning viewers. So if you go back to analytics and click audience, that's where you see returning viewers. If you scroll down just a little bit, though, we have videos growing our audience. Tell us how excited you are about this.
So this is a really interesting new metric that they just came out with in the last couple of weeks. Again, another thing that's going to tell you more about what is working on your channel. You do want to be kind of careful with this because there is a bit of a caveat when you're reading this analytic, especially when you click to see more. So essentially it's telling you which videos are bringing people, specifically which videos are bringing new viewers who've never seen your channel before back.
Mm-hmm.
Now it currently, and I've left them a note because I think it needs to be changed somewhat. It currently ranks this by number of people who come back, which is always going to be the top most viewed video, right? But that's not necessarily fair. You want to keep an eye on the percentage because the percentage is just as important. So for example, some of the quote low bottom performing videos still might have a good percentage of people conversion. In other words, just because it didn't get a lot of views doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't bring new people back. It actually a lot of times does. And that's the type of thing you want to do. It just means that the overall views weren't high, which means new people weren't shown the content, which means sure, it's going to be on the bottom. So I actually brought this up to YouTube and explained that we need to be able to filter it by percentages as well. Having said that, it does tell you a great opportunity for new subscribers when you look at this content and you go, okay, well, which ones brought people back? You didn't have to ask yourself a question, well, what's the next thing they're going to watch and make that video?
Yep. It's basically in your face content to double down on, you know. This is the stuff people are coming back for. One thing, while you're writing notes to YouTube, could you please tell them we don't want our live streams in here?
Because right? That's actually a really good point.
All live streams.
It's not even fair to be in there 100%. Like they need to filter some stuff. Yeah, of course. So this is, again, just came out. So they'll probably make some changes to it like they do every single analytic. They just posted it on their YouTube channel. What is it? Video creators. No, it is
creator
insiders. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just kind of talked about this is brand new, and we'll see it probably change over time. And if you don't quite understand this, it's fine. I guess the best way to look at this is the ones at the top have the most opportunity for you to gain subscribers on because they're bringing new people back. But that means they're going to come back and try to watch a different video, figure out what that video should be, and then make it. So yes, make better videos. As someone in the chat is like, no, don't make bad videos. That's dumb. Of course, make better videos. That is, of course, the advice everyone gives because literally that's what you have to do. I mean, yeah. Duh.
There's another part of this too. I think internally we were talking about this the other day. I couldn't find it at first, and finally, show videos with similar topics. This is another, I would probably say, experimental feature.
Yeah, I don't understand. So this is brand new. Like I only found this the other day.
Yeah,
and I'm unsure. I think the thing that's most important about this is what YouTube thinks are topically related videos. When you look at them, you might not agree. And I don't know what to do with that. To be honest, I don't know what to do with this information because I literally found out about this like yesterday. Whenever I find a new analytic, it takes me a couple days to look through it, then go through some of my other creators that I work with. Like I have a couple of creators that I work with that have like 2 and 5 million subscribers. So when I get to them and I get to see their analytics, because of course they have a lot more data, it's easier for me to understand what to do with it. When I work with my smaller creators, there's not enough data there to really get a general idea. So hopefully by next month, I'll have a really good idea what to do with this.
Yeah. It's interesting though. I mean, YouTube has they've invested a lot in their tools and their AI, and they are trying their best to have their systems understand that these videos are tied together simply by virtue of them being similar to one another. We didn't have to do anything to tie these together. They're doing all that work for us, which is exciting.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. I mean, I'm so happy that they're bringing in so much of this information we didn't have access to. Not that long ago. Like we didn't even have click-through rates like 3 years ago. Like we didn't even know what a click-through rate was.
Right. The one I was excited about prior to this one was other channels your audience watches.
100%.
I mean, that's huge. And like, if you do your research, you know who those channels should be already. So it's kind of a sanity check. Like, are the channels I expect to be in here? And if they're not, do I need to investigate? Like who the heck is Channel Makers? We obviously know who Channel Makers is, but if that was a surprise to us, we'd click here and we'd see, oh, they're another YouTube growth creator. They're in my space. Cool. I just discovered somebody. Maybe I'll go ahead and add them to my competitor list, which as you can see, we've already done. So That, I mean, the audience tab is probably where I spend the majority of my time when I'm trying to do research, because we have when your viewers are on YouTube. Wow, you know what? Now that I think about it, most of the changes YouTube has made in the
The things
last
we've
year or
had.
so. Yeah. Well, things
Yeah.
vidIQ has had,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also just like I've been spending a lot of time in here, and they've been updating it a lot. Other
Mhm.
videos your audience watched.
Mhm.
Now it's not even specific to channel. Now we're getting to see the videos themselves that our audience is looking at.
Yep. And we
Also
actually
pretty
talked
new.
a lot about this in the group coaching yesterday and what to do with that information, because it's just another place to figure out what type of content you should be making.
Any other takeaways from that you wanted to share with us?
Dive into your analytics. Don't be afraid.
Mhm.
I mean, really, like, this is the one thing that YouTube's trying to help you. A lot of people say, "Oh, YouTube doesn't help the small creator." They literally do. Analytics are there for you. I mean, it's the same thing everyone else has.
Mhm.
So, you know, if you're having problems and you're stuck, a lot of times the answer is in the analytics.
I, in particular, do not want our viewers hung up on subscribers anymore.
Right.
I see it. I understand that we feed into that because of the content we make, right?
Mhm.
Like, hey, how to get 1,000 subscribers. The only reason we feel like we need to make all that content is because people are still to this day fixated on that number,
Yeah.
subscribers.
I
And when
wonder
you,
why.
I,
I would love to ask in the chat. Maybe we ask in the chat. Like,
sure.
first of all, what is your subscriber goal? And number two, why? Like, what is it? Now, I understand if it's monetization, you're like, well, I want to get to 1,000. So I get that totally makes sense. Like, I get
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
But anything else beyond that, like, once you hit that number, what is your expectation of what happens? Because I can tell you at the goals that I'm past 100,000, not a lot changes. So I'm wondering what you think changes once you hit that goal. I'd love to hear it. Throw it in the chat. Why not?
You know what it is for me personally? It's the play button. I
Yeah,
I
I mean
love
that's a big one. Yeah.
I love the idea of YouTube sending me an award
Mhm.
for reaching like this goal, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And I still think it's fair. I think it's a good indicator of how long people have enjoyed your content, you know. But what it doesn't tell me is how valuable my channel is today to YouTube, to an advertiser, to anybody. You know, a smart, savvy advertiser doesn't look at your subscriber count and decide if they're going to work with you or not. They're looking at your views, your engagement. They're looking at anything but the subscriber count in a lot of cases, if they're savvy.
Mhm.
Viewers, I would say, generally speaking, don't care about how many subscribers you have. They might look at the views on a video and search and go, oh, a lot of people seem to be watching this. Maybe it's helpful. But I
Mhm.
don't think they're looking also at your subscriber number and saying, this person only has 2 subscribers. So even though this video has 20,000 views, I don't know if it's going to be much use to me.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So the viewers don't really care about it. The advertisers don't really care about it. And YouTube's own recommendation system doesn't really care about it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. YouTube does not care how many subscribers you have.
No.
You are not guaranteed views because you have subscribers. I'm seeing some different answers here in chat. I think some of these are pretty good. Subscriber numbers give your channel credibility. Does it though? I actually talked to a gentleman last week, had over 100,000 subscribers and videos with 30 and 40,000 views, and he paid for every single one of them. So when he puts out a video, if he puts out any video now without paying for anything, he can't get 500 views.
Nope.
So was it worth it? No, totally wasn't. He wanted my help. And I'm like, the help is stop buying views and subscribers because it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything.
No.
Like, it literally does nothing.
Well, it gets you kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's for sure. Like, it'll get your channel shut down. I think some people, I saw some, like, for the play button. I totally get that. Trust me.
Yes.
Totally get that. I mean, mine's sitting right there. I love it. Fantastic. That's great. Not a bad reason for that goal. But other than that, like, it's not going to make your views go up at all.
This is it right here. This is the reason. Monetization. Everyone holds monetization. That is YouTube basically saying, like, you need to reach the certain point.
Yeah,
I get why YouTube put monetization behind the subscriber wall. And that's because subscribers are a measurement of time, basically. You get subscribers over time if you're doing well on YouTube. And so they want to make sure that you know what you're doing. It takes a lot of time and effort to get to 1,000 subscribers because you have to know so much about YouTube, so much about your own content and your audience to get there. And they feel like 1,000 subscribers is a good metric and 4,000 hours is a good metric to put monetization behind.
Yeah.
And
I saw a really interesting one in chat. This is I think this is completely wrong. Well, I want 100,000 just to bring joy to my viewers. You having 100,000 subscribers is not going to bring joy to your viewers.
Which one's that?
Someone just said that in chat.
I'm trying to find
They don't care. Trust me when I tell you. I have
You're
over 15 million views on my personal channel. They don't care that I have. None of them care.
no. If you like, most of the time subscribers don't realize how many subscribers you have unless they start really getting into your community, and then it's more about being a part of the journey for them.
Yeah.
So I guess in that regard they get to celebrate with you big milestones, but that shouldn't be what your channel's about. If you're spending time making content about celebrating milestones, you're not spending time making content that's valuable to your audience. You're spending time making content that's valuable to you up here, you know. That's not going to be anything for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I love this one. I received a certificate from Rob Wilson. Congrats on 100,000 views. I was so very happy. See, that's a great one. Like, I like the view. So subscriber goal for monetization and the play button, I get. I like the view idea, because if you're doing good and you're putting out content people like, the views go up. And like, I want to get 100,000 views. I want to get 200,000 views. I want to get 1 million views. Like, that's cool. I think that you never hear anyone say that.
No. So that's pretty cool. This one doesn't make much sense to me. It's easier to get more views if you have more subs, if they watch your videos.
That's a lot of ifs.
I think that if the last if you gave us, it kind of takes your whole argument and flips it on its head.
100%.
If they watch your videos. I showed everybody at the beginning of the stream, we have over 1 million subscribers, but we got 250,000 people to come back this month, or in the last 28 days. So we got a quarter of them, thereabouts, to actually come back and look at our content that we've been posting lately. That's why having a million subscribers didn't do really anything for us.
Yeah.
Realistically, on a day-to-day basis, as we're uploading to YouTube. There's a lot of misconceptions about this, which is why we're talking about it.
Yeah. I think it's great to talk about, because it's one of the things that, sometimes some of this drives creators. I will say, in fairness, subscribers don't matter on YouTube, as far as, like, it's not going to guarantee you views. Like, 100%, it's not going to guarantee you views. I can tell you this with authority. It does matter to some sponsors, even though it probably shouldn't as much as it does. So in that way, fair. I can't even argue that, because as you become larger, some sponsors who wouldn't touch you before all of a sudden want to deal with you. So that is true. In that way, the subscribers matter if you're doing things that are sponsorship related, but a lot of people aren't. They're gaming channels and stuff. I think a lot. I don't know how do most gaming channels on YouTube make money? It's like super chats and live streams, affiliate sales, right? Like, what else?
Gaming channels get affiliate sales. I'm in a group of creators just in my personal time, and there's actually a Discord we set up where some of them talk about this stuff, and one in particular I'm in a lot is the finances channel we've created, and basically it's anyone talking about these opportunities. And I am shocked at the amount of emails my fellow creators are getting in this Discord about, hey, we'd like to sponsor you, blah blah blah. And people are coming to the bigger YouTubers in the group and saying, have you worked with this company before? Do you feel like the revenue split or whatever they're offering me is fair? One from just this morning I was reading, one of the creators in the group got offered a desk and a chair, and the company wants a very confusing shout out, but they also would like to have a video of like 3 to 5 minutes. But they first agreed to the deal without a contract, just wanting the 30 to 60 second shout out. Now they're going back. Like, so what everyone's learned from the situation is get a contract. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Sponsors are a whole other ball of wax. I literally just put up a sponsored video this morning, and thankfully it's a company I've worked with before, so it wasn't that complicated. There was a last second change, but sponsored video, I hate doing like dedicated sponsor videos. It's a pain, because there's so much that they want for what's going on, and a lot of times sponsors won't allow you to be as creative as you are. Like, the reason you're on YouTube and the reason that you have the viewership you do is because you're creative in some way, right? You've done something cool, people enjoy it, and they watch your content, no matter if it's 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000 people. It's you've done something cool. Now, the brands want access to those people, but they sometimes don't realize that the only reason those people are coming is because you're creative. So they want you to do this thing that is not creative and then expect people to come watch it. And it's like, people are not going to watch that. Why? That's not why they come to me. But one thing I do want to kind of point out to everyone in the chat, my guess is everyone on this who's in the live stream has a video with at least 1 view, if not 10 views. Like, I think maybe if you come in here, I always turn down more. I do too. I turn down many more than I accept. So many more. Probably everyone in this chat has at least 1 video with at least 20 views. I'm going to guess, or even 10. But my guess is every single person in this live stream who's uploaded a couple of videos has at least one video, and they think, oh, it's nothing, it's terrible. But I bet if you were in a room, and you could without getting COVID, have 20 people there listening to you do your content, you would be so hyped. Like those 20 people in a room with you would be like, I want to see what you're going to do. That would be amazing. And like if you would with 100 people, oh my God, 100 people, like you can't even fit them in most rooms now. So that you have to think of it like that. Like think about people, even if someone says five people come, let's say 5 people came to your house to watch you do whatever it is you do. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I always try to think of, especially live streams like that. Like imagine doing what you're doing in a room full of 20 people. You know, that's
so here's something an Abundant Acres Homestead said: more subs, better chance for other channels that are willing to collab with. Yes and no. I collab with channels. So when I had 1,500 subscribers, I had a collab with a 600,000 subscriber channel. Before I got to 10,000 subscribers, I had a collab with someone who has 2.5 million subscribers. So I yes and no. I mean, some people are like it maybe, but that to say that is because I remember when I was on the come up and I was in a lot of those forums, like the Reddits and all the YouTubers and stuff, and they were like, oh, don't ever bother trying to collab with larger creators, it'll never work. Here I am with 1,500 subscribers. I'm like, I don't believe that. So I went out and I asked, and they all said yes. I was collabing with people with millions of subscribers before I had 10,000 subscribers. And it's like, they're just people.
If the content lines up, if the personalities line up. I mean, I've collabed with people. So at the time, my channel was like less than 20,000 subscribers, and I was collabing with people with well over 100, 200,000 subscribers.
Yep.
No one in that particular community cared about that. It's, do I get along with Dan? You know,
yeah, 100%.
You know, do I like working with this creator? And do we make similar content? Will our audiences cross over? Will they like watching each other's content?
Yep.
And that created a much more organic situation. It created a fun time. It wasn't there. No one was trying to benefit off the other person in that way. It was, yes, that's nice that so-and-so worked with so-and-so. Maybe some subscribers came over from one channel to another, but it wasn't really about that. The idea behind this community that I happen to be in is the more of us who collaborate, no matter what size we are, the more it unifies the group as a whole. And
all right, let me real quick bust someone else up who thinks he knows lies. It's completely wrong. Subs give you hours and views. I can't believe you're saying this. You obviously, I don't understand how it works, because every single channel on YouTube, all you got to do is go into the analytics, and I do this every single day, and look at how low the percentage of watch hours are from subscribers. Why don't you pull up vidIQ?
Let's see.
My guess is it's less than 50%. And for a lot of creators, it's less than 30%. You got to understand YouTube, man. You don't, people think it's one thing and it's not. It just isn't.
Can you direct me to that metric?
Yeah. So go to, what is it? Like, I think it's under audience. And then, well, first of all, audience, you scroll down. It should show you subscribers versus non-subscribers.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah.
Watch time for subscribers. Non-subscribed, 68%.
Yep.
Now that's just on this channel. Well, I've been on channels where it's like 80 or 90%. Most of your subscribers are not watching your content.
Right.
That's why we're saying it, because that's the truth. And it's the truth across, like I said, I work with channels from like 200 subscribers to my biggest channel is over 5 million subscribers. I see this analytic every single day, multiple times a day. Trust me when I tell you, they don't give you watch time. It's mostly from non-subscribers. So there you go. Mic drop. If I could drop the mic, the mic's on this thing, so I can't drop the mic.
You did good. I don't want to go to war with you, chat.
I do. I want war. I choose violence. No,
we're not here to tell you how wrong you are, but
I am. I'm here to tell you how wrong you are. That's
Travis is. We're trying to explain. We've been through this. Like,
right, of course,
prior to vidIQ, prior to where we've ended up on YouTube at this current stage in life, we've been through this. We've been through these misconceptions. The idea of you being here, I've always said, if you're here right now, you're doing more for your channel than I ever did when I started.
100%.
So because of that, please, like when we say things like this, we're not trying to be controversial. This is what we've learned the hard way, and we're trying to help you not have to also learn it the hard way.
Right, of course.
But yes, always go back to this.
Yeah.
This is actually really good compared to channels I've seen. 31%, 32% coming back from your subscriber count coming back and watching your content in the last 20
Mhm.
days, that's fantastic.
It is. It's
I
actually
mean,
really high. I'm a little
yes.
surprised. It's actually pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah. What I would argue to you is that you want this to be even higher because
Yeah.
you want to attract new people to your channel.
100%.
You know, you
100%.
always want to be growing. You're here to grow, right? You want to attract as many. You want this blue line up at the top as much as possible. Except I always like to say this is like a DNA strand. We're doing great right now. You want the returning viewers
Yeah.
and the new viewers to leapfrog each other constantly.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing.
Right. So right.
That is what we're doing right now. So
Yeah.
I love the place our channel is in when it comes to returning viewers, even though we're getting a quarter of our subscribers, you know, to come back, assuming the returning viewers are even subscribed. They don't have to be. Watch this. This is the coolest thing ever. Okay, here we are.
Mhm.
How many of these channels do you think we're actually subscribed to? Because YouTube thinks we want to watch their content.
Exactly.
And I can tell you, like, who is this? I don't know who this is. We're not subscribed to them, though. But YouTube thinks this content's for us. Got McKenna. We're not subscribed to this channel. RMC Sport. We are not subscribed to this channel. But they're all in our recommendation. This is the first thing people see when people go on YouTube. This is why so many people watch your videos that aren't subscribed to your channel. So trust us. That's where this is. The third option on the left here is subscriptions. That's where you can finally see the channels you've subscribed to and what they've been up to.
Yep. 70% of all views on YouTube come from the home and from up next, not from the subscription feed.
Yes. So we, by virtue of being here, by virtue of hanging out with us, we want you to get more views, and those views will lead to subscribers, and we want you to get 1,000 subscribers. We want you to reach monetization. We want you to get the play button.
Yes. We have a play button party. Why not?
Right. But we don't want you to focus on this to the point where you're not paying attention to this very important metric of returning viewers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open the floor to questions.
Yes. Questions.
So, hashtag question in front of your question helps us understand that you are directing your question at us. There's a lot of conversation going on in chat right now, so it helps us out to find your questions. And as we do this, I'll try and like star some so we can just have them in the background. If you see anything, Travis, feel free to jump all over it, though.
All right, let's see. Who is the best vidIQ host? Savage is on there. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Peach. Okay. I have 1,200 impressions. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, your stars are pretty good.
Stars are pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, stars are pretty good.
I'm just reading some of these.
Oh, I like this. I like cruise ships. A couple days back, I hit 100. Oh shoot, it went up 100,000 hours of watch time. I even printed out the vidIQ award. There's your play button. 100,000 hours. Now, here's the other thing you can think about. We talked about views, like celebrating how many views you get across the channel, which is amazing. And you can think, wow, I have like 50,000 views across my channel. That's a lot of people. Number one. Number two, hours. Like maybe you have 100 watch time hours. Think about that. People watched your content for 100 hours. That is so impressive. It is so impressive. So people should not be getting down on themselves if things, take a while to grow. Listen, Mr. Beast did, what did he say? They did like 1,000 videos or something before he had 100,000 subscribers or something like that. And, a lot of people did that. Like MKBHD, one of the biggest tech creators out there right now, did like 100 videos and got like not even 1,000 subscribers. I think he had 100 videos for got like 100 subscribers or something weird like that. So yeah, it's everyone's journey is different, but celebrate those things. Look in. If you have one watch time hour, someone watched your content for an hour. Holy monkey. That's a lot.
Holy monkey.
That's a lot of time.
Okay, so I'm trying to grab some questions here just so we can start going through them. No need to spam your question. We are trying to just grab them and keep them in the background so we can get to them eventually. All right, I think we got some interesting ones here. I'm reading them very quickly, so hopefully some good ones.
Yeah, they are kind of just zipping by. It's gonna. All right.
Our Simple Story says, where is the best resource to refer to with regards to what to charge / ask for sponsorships?
Is Social Blue Book still open? Are they still up?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
There used to be a website called Social Blue Book. I don't know if it's still there or not. I think he's going to check it out. And it would give you a general idea based on kind of size and views. There are other people that it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So go there, socialbluebook.com. That'll give you one place. If you have other creators in your niche that have worked with specific companies, that's another good thing because by niche, it's going to be different. It's not a universal thing. And then also you can take into consideration your own work, like how much time does it take you to do this stuff, and how much money would you be making if you have a regular full-time job? Just, you can do the math there. There's so many different ways of calculating this. But one of the things you really want to try to do is find other creators that have worked with those channels to get a general idea if they're willing to tell you about how much it was. Because the last thing you want, so I've made this mistake before. I threw out what I thought was a high number and they immediately agreed. And I'll tell you something right now. If you throw out a number to a company and they agree the first time, you undersold yourself. You didn't ask for enough. What should happen is you should ask for a high number, and then they should try to negotiate down. That means, okay, they're still interested, but you probably need to just come down a little bit. If you gave them a number and they said yes, you played yourself. You did.
Yeah.
I did that twice this past 2 months. I was I even doubled the price on the second one. I'm like, well, I'm not going to mess up again.
Oh, man.
And they still were like, yes. I'm like, dang, I thought I'd got them, but I didn't.
Oh, my gosh. Because once you spit out that number, that's it. You can't.
That's
you
it.
Be like, actually, I meant to add a zero to that.
I'm sorry. I meant another zero on there. I'm sorry. I messed up.
Yeah. So, and then come up with, well, a rate card could be good, but that's not what I was trying to say. Rob always talks about this. The package of, there's a name for it.
Like a media
kit.
Did you know YouTube actually has that coming in the analytics? I don't know if it's out for everybody.
Really?
It's coming though. It's a thing that you'll be able to go to your analytics and it has that information. Do I still have access to that? Where is it?
I used to have. Are you allowed to show that?
I don't know. I just assumed that it had been released. Do I still have it? I had it the other day. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I think it's coming. YouTube wants to help with that.
There you go. Yeah. So that's an incredible resource.
Yeah.
Next question. I post random videos. You think I should keep doing it? No.
I don't know. I mean, do you have random viewers? Are they specific viewers? I think that the easy answer is no. Because you're never going to get the same person to come back if they're random. Like if you put up a video about eating a taco and I like that, and then the next video is about how to raise a cat and it has nothing to do with why I subscribed, I'm probably going to unsubscribe. So no.
We're not doing channel audits, but at a very quick glance in your channel, the views kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, spiky views. You got shorts here getting some decent views sometimes, but for the most part, yeah, the random stuff isn't working. And that's why we're having this conversation today, because we want you to get returning viewers. That helps grow your channel. That helps get those subscribers that you all want. That helps get you the views you all want. So if you post randomly and I subscribe for your Minecraft stuff, and the next day it's a vlog, where's the Minecraft stuff that I subscribe for? I don't click on that video. YouTube stops showing up in the home feed, the recommended feeds, and then it's gone. That's it. It's done. And
so I found that thing I was telling you about, and it does have a help page, so I assume it's rolled out. It's under monetization. You should see if vidIQ's channel has it. Monetization and brand connect, if you've set that up. I don't know if you have.
Okay, let's see.
I'm looking at mine. I'll show you mine off stream.
Okay. Monetization, brand connect.
Okay, so you actually have to sign up for it, and then it'll try to find brands for you. You probably won't find any, but once you do that, it creates this really cool. I'll have to show you because I don't know if I'm allowed to show it. I think I am because there's a help page for it now, but it's really cool. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
So you should sign your channel up for that and then see if it pops up a couple days later.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh my God, it's Rob.
Yo.
I know that guy.
Hey, everybody.
You look just like that guy from that YouTube channel, giving all that advice all the time.
I also look like a guy who is just on Think Media doing a live stream about how I went full time. So after this live stream,
I want to go see that.
You want to check out something? It was a good talk. I enjoyed it. Hey, everybody. What are we talking about?
What we should have done was use the feature where we go from live stream and then we pitch it off to another live stream.
It was run at exactly the same time. So it started at 10. So yeah, I did think about the handoff, but it's not possible.
Not great planning on our part today.
No. No. It's not great planning on Think Media's part. Like, come on, double booking me? Come on.
So Travis woke up today and chose violence.
Yes, I did.
We've been fighting with chat quite a bit today. But we finally reined it in. But we're talking about how subscribers don't matter, which upset a lot of people. And Now we're oh no.
Oh no! Oh, here we go. Subsglobe.
So true. So true.
So funny.
But the point has been brought across, and now you're answering some questions like this one.
Yeah.
How do you stand out in a competitive gaming niche?
You're the gaming guy.
I did do a video on this recently. So please go look at our latest gaming video. But what I will say is that your best hope is to find your favorite game that isn't the most popular game in the world. So if your favorite game is Minecraft, what's your second favorite game? And I think that is a great way, because a competitive gaming niche like Minecraft is just really inherently tough. If you want to get noticed in there, I think that climb is really, really high. But if you can find something that's a household name that you enjoy, that you can speak to with authority, but that isn't as big as the Fortnites and the Minecrafts of the world, you have a much better chance of growing a healthy sized channel. And who knows, if that game is similar enough to that game, that main game you love, maybe you can pivot to that one day. But that would be my advice today for starting, is try and find a space that's not like that, unless you're ready to, unless you have a ton of ideas and you're ready to really get to work on that more competitive space.
An alternative idea is that you could go for the most competitive gaming niche you want, but you find an unique, uncompetitive approach to it. I think there was a channel that we audited probably about a month ago, Dan, which did speedruns. Like, they were focusing on the speedruns of really popular games, and that was their through line. And the channel was doing really successful. So if you can find a very unique way to approach a very popular game, that could be your outlet. But you've got to figure out how to do that in a unique way.
Yeah. One of the examples I've been pointing to a lot is Let's Game It Out. Channel with millions of views, been around for a long time. They play some popular games, they play some unpopular games, but a lot of them are kind of similar. But the through line is the way they play the game. They go out of their way to break it. They try to break this game to bits, and it's hilarious. And so it doesn't really matter what they play. I'm going to watch whatever they put out, because it's always worth a laugh. I don't care if I've never heard of the game before, if it's not my kind of game. That part doesn't matter, because of the unique way they approach it.
Can I just show you a very like a bit? This is a bit of an exclusive here, on the topic of subscribers.
Yeah.
Can you hear this? So in this video,
yeah.
Okay. So this is my final line on subscribers, and this is my intro to a video that's coming out soon. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. But it all starts by doing something you may hate and not fully understand. You need to stop worrying about this.
Wow. That was awesome.
The editing there, eh?
God, I love your stuff, Rob. Rob, I say this all the time, but Rob, like, I could never do the stuff he does. It's so good.
1 hour it took me to do that. 1 hour.
Well, because it was staying in the air so long with retakes and everything.
Oh, there's also some outtakes as well, but I'll leave that. I'll leave the outtakes for when you actually watch the full video. Hey, we're getting super chats. This is awesome. Did we forget to put in a fund with spot today? Oh well.
Apologies.
More money for us.
I'm trying to find the actual message.
Everyone gets a candy bar today.
Do you have the message with the super chat? Because I can't find it.
I do. I can't make it appear. It's from Remedy Tree, $10. They are thinking about starting a Minecraft channel with political and social commentary during live streams.
Interesting.
So that could be a unique approach to Minecraft.
Definitely be unique.
I wonder what your advice is on that.
I don't know. Like, I test it. I mean, definitely don't seek permission from us to start that. That's an interesting way to approach it. You have to find a good way to tie that to, because who are you trying to attract? Are you trying to attract people who are interested in political and social commentary, or are you trying to attract people who are interested in Minecraft, or both? So is there a crossover between those two interests? And if you've identified one, then you're in a good spot. But if you've yet to test it, you're not sure, test it, try it out for a bit, but go in knowing is that there? It might not be. I don't know. This could be a good time for something like that, though.
I mean, give it a shot. I would say two things. Number one, if gun to my head, will it succeed? I'm going to say no. But more importantly than that, because by the way, I would have never thought 5 years ago that you could just eat food and next to a microphone, and people would like that. So I could be wrong. But more than that, be prepared for an absolute trash experience in the comment section, because as soon as you get into like politics and stuff, you better have a thick skin. And I'm really going to say this for anyone who's trying to get into politics or religion on YouTube. If you don't have a thick skin, do not do it to yourself, because from the mental health perspective, it's terrible. So if you're cool with that and you're like, oh, I'm fine, okay, fine, cool, but be prepared, man.
Yeah,
people are terrible.
The example I know of this is this person called Optimus, who doesn't do a social and political commentary, but they talk about all sorts of YouTubey things. Like for this one, I have to stop bullying OnlyFans girls. All right, what's that got to do with gaming? But when you mouse over it, that looks like Minecraft. So I think like they're placing in gaming clips while they're doing commentary. I find that a little frustrating when people just put random gaming clips on and then they just commentate on something. But if it works, if there's an audience for it,
a lot of that.
All the power to them.
Yeah,
I don't understand it either, but I see it all the time. Like there'll just be some game and then I'll be talking about something that's completely irrelevant. I'm like, why the game? Like, I don't get it. Maybe because it's easy.
Yeah, it's better to have something than nothing on screen. And if you're not going to get on camera, next best thing is something. B-roll of some kind.
Fair. I have a question for you, Travis. Are you trying to add one monitor into your live stream setup every single? Because we've now got a laptop running there.
That's not a laptop. That's the new.
What is it?
Echo Show 15.
A what? Sorry.
Echo Show 15.
Wow.
Oof. Yeah, it's the 15-inch version of the Echo Show.
Pretty big.
It's got all types of cool features on it. I love it. It's great. I have another one in another room, but it's.
Hey Alexa, what's the weather like down there? You're wearing headphones.
Yeah, headphones on. I'm troll proof.
Sorry, chat with Alexas.
I never asked them anything, did I?
No, the funny thing is, I actually did that on purpose in a video, and I had them play my podcast because you can actually do that on Echoes. Cool.
So good.
Yeah, it's fun.
vidIQ told me to do more crazy stuff. I tried doing more quirky, crazy stuff. In a video a few weeks before, you said that my views actually went. Before you said that, my views actually went down. I don't know if I should go back. What to do? So I think maybe they were talking about yesterday, because I remember this channel from yesterday, the Game Wheel.
Yeah, I remember the channel. Define crazy stuff. I don't know if we would ever advise people using those strict words as crazy stuff.
That sounds like me.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to say that it's one way to approach it, because what we were just talking about with your unique approach to a video game is kind of what I was meaning yesterday. So like, you have this video that we saw this yesterday. You have this video that blew up where something crazy happened. So if it was something you wanted to continue doing, then you could try and continue to make and manufacture situations that would result in crazy scenarios. But you said you've tried it and it's not working super well. Some of these might, not blow up. There could be a number of reasons why it's not working. So many. So it's hard to say. But if you don't like it, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then no, take a different approach. You don't have to, it's one way to look at it though. Like when it comes to games, there's more than one way to play a game. You can take a game and make it into something it's not supposed to be. And that can result in funny content or interesting content that people want to share.
And what's crazy stuff? What does that mean?
Right. Like, who can break Mario out of jail? So is this like something is this a game mode in Super Smash, or did you make this up and it just didn't do as well as you wanted it to? I don't know if this is a mode in Super Smash Bros.
And can you play the hero with just down B? Oh, I think I understand like what that's about. That's kind of like a skip the tutorial type idea. Yeah, Coconut Mall, but it never starts. So I don't know where we talk to them or whatever, but yeah, and then there's shorts in there and stuff. So technically, of course, shorts are going to get more views more times than not than regular ones. So that's not necessarily fair either. I don't know. Anyway,
for a short though, that's a lot of views.
That's a lot of views. It's a lot of views. Yeah. Things Link never does. That's cool. Your favorite.
Yeah. So we're not saying that's what you should do because we said you should do it. We're just trying to get you thinking.
Yeah.
And I apologize if it came off as like, no, this is what you need to do. I definitely didn't mean it like that yesterday.
Yeah. Do things.
Try things.
Do more things.
I'm a gaming channel. I struggle with audience retention. I swear I didn't mean to only pick gaming channels here. I struggle with audience retention even though I edit consistently for it. How can I fix this?
That's a relative question. I would love to understand what that means, because you know, if you look, when you're looking at a retention graph, there's a lot of things you need to be looking at. And actually, we have a course on this in the vidIQ Academy, and I kind of go into depth in this in the how to find your niche. Section 4 talks about analytics, and I talk about the retention graph pretty in depth. So if you have not seen that, you should go to the vidIQ Academy and do that, because it's all relative. See, find your niche right there with the little road, and then it's section 4 where I talk about retention graphs, because it's relative. So you might think, oh, this is not good, but when you're looking at your retention graph, there's a little drop down. It says, relative audience retention, and when you pull that up, it's comparing your video of that length against other videos of that length, and what you think might be low might show high on YouTube, in which case you didn't do bad. So, I mean, you always want to edit for retention, which is great, but sometimes your low is actually high on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. You want to, and this is the reason I love the new gray line here is because it's comparing it to yourself.
Right.
I think a lot of people try and compare retention graphs to just other channels that they think are big. Those channels might not be relevant to what you're doing. You always want to be comparing it to yourself and always improving. So our blue line being higher up, sometimes peeking over the gray line, gives me encouragement, that this video has a better retention than normal. It's riding in the average right now, but in some cases it's a little bit better in spots, which is kind of interesting. We can learn from that.
Dan, can you do me a favor and just check the relative audience retention on that?
Yeah. Go to the see more and that little relative. Boom. And this is what I was
talking
about.
Oh,
okay. Now, see at the end, see that? Look at that, it says above average and
constantly above average. Yeah.
Yep. That is what we're talking about. Like, you look at it, you go, oh, it's kind of average for the channel. It's not that big of a deal. But then you look at relative to other videos on YouTube, this end is above average. So you did a great job. Great job, Rob.
Thanks. And another analytic, can you check down if you close this screen and then go to engagement? I'm starting to look at this one a bit more. Average view duration. Yeah, that. So, okay. So what it's saying there is that it's slightly above typical. And I think this video is actually performing quite well. So it's been shared out to more viewers. And typically new viewers are less invested, less loyal. They don't tend to watch as long. So that's kind of causing that to drop a little bit. The best example, I think, is the big mistake small YouTubers make. If you want to quickly find that one. Because you look at the first 24 hours, same analytic, and it's like well above. Like, can you see what happened there? It's like, oh, all right, this video is performing really well. I'm going to share it out to loads of people, but then it does impact audience retention.
You just have more people in the pool.
Yeah, more people watching,
and like you said, a lot of new people. But yeah, no, it's a really good insight. So there we go.
I think going back to Derek's kind of mindset here, it's like he's saying, even though I edit consistently for it, that's saying that you think, or I'm interpreting what you're saying there, that you think you are editing so that you can improve it, but that's your subjective point of view, and objectivity is always going to come from the data. And if the data is saying, yeah, but people are still not enjoying this part, then you still need to tweak it. And that's a challenge for everybody. Sometimes we just have to accept that even if we think the content is good, the audience is saying something otherwise, and you have to try and figure that out.
Yeah. Just again, not doing channel audits, I'm not going to pull it up, but just looking at the content in the background, it seems like you take a lot of clips and you string them together. One thing you might consider is, because it looks like videos that could get a high retention just based on how much action there is. One thing you might consider is their context. Do people who are seeing the video understand what's going on, or did they need to be present for something else, like a live stream or something like that? So make sure that someone who's never seen your channel before and doesn't know what they're getting into has some frame of reference for what they're about to see, So just a little tip there. All right. Is uploading a video that's not that valuable with a decent loyal audience good? So basically, I'm going to just upload because I want to make sure I hit my marks. I said I'd upload 3 times a week. I'm uploading 3 times a week. I'm just going to placate to my loyal audience because I don't have time to research a really dense topic right now. Is that a good thing to do? I'm going to guess that's what they mean, because that's
it's weird because they even say that a video that's not that valuable, who's saying it's not that valuable? And
Right.
if you think it's not that valuable, then why would you upload it? If what you mean is that it's more to your core audience, it might be something that's just for your core audience, maybe they only get it and maybe people outside of it won't find that valuable, then that's a different story. That's what we call hub content. It's good to have. If you're just saying that no one's going to like this, okay, you can upload it, but your expectations should be in line with what that means.
Yeah, my way of looking at this is because I when I was just trying to keep with an upload schedule, I would do stuff like this where I would say, I don't think this video is going to do as well, but I think my core audience will like it. But I don't have time to research a topic right now. So I'm just going to do something fun and silly. And that I do feel like, yeah, like you said, hub content. I knew what I was getting into. So yeah, will it grow the channel? Probably not. But will my core audience like it? Yeah, sure. They probably would.
There you go.
It is. It's funny you mentioned that because I feel as if I was guilty of that with a couple of videos I did over the holiday period. There's two videos here. This one about the secret YouTube update, and this one about should YouTubers really care about this? The one was about being able to watch shorts through desktop, and the other one was about just click-through rate. And when I was making both of those videos, I had a sense that I'm not really sure I'm feeling this video. I don't think it's going to perform very well. I'll finish it because I've already invested a couple of hours into it. And it turns out to be true. You know, they both did, 20K views. So they did probably under average to what we've recently been doing. But I committed to finishing them. Whereas I think somebody like Mr. Beast, he just scraps videos. Like if he doesn't think they're going to work. But I guess he's got a budget to be able to do that. I don't know how often. I feel as if once I've started a video and I'm a couple of hours in, I will always finish it to the end, even if I'm having a miserable experience, because I don't want to feel as if that time has been completely wasted. But what about you, Dan and Travis? Have you ever abandoned something because you just said to yourself, "I'm not feeling this"?
Oh yeah,
you have.
Yep.
I've recorded, I've written scripts and recorded entire vidIQ videos. The only a couple times where I'm like, this isn't it.
Yep.
And I didn't even want to start editing because I'm like, none of that sounded the way I thought it would. It doesn't feel right in my mouth. I need to redo this video.
But I've actually had, I know that's weird. I actually I actually have one or two videos that were completely edited, ready to go, and I just didn't upload them. I was like, nah, it's not it. And that's true. Like you have to listen to yourself. If you don't think now, this is different than putting up a video and you're like, I don't think it's going to do well, and then it does well because sometimes that happens. Versus
that's why I always publish everything I finish, right? Because I don't think it's going to do well, but it did do well, and I wasn't.
But that's different than saying like, oh, this is just a trash video. Like that's different. It's different to go, oh, I don't think this is going to be one of my better videos, and it blows up. Versus I didn't have my spirit in it. I wasn't happy doing it. Like it just.
That's what I mean.
Like that's what we're talking about. Yeah. A lot of super chats from the same person. Hey, Cake Mom, listen.
Oh my.
Stop sending money to us. Send us cake.
Yeah, send us cake, please.
Yeah, cake.
Cake.
I don't see a message. I just see the super itself. But thank you.
I wish you would give us cakes instead.
I know.
Thank you.
What I will say is that actually this week I had some, I guess what you could consider that style of content where I'm not sure this is going to do well, but I liked it enough to post it anyway. And the videos aren't doing well on my personal channel. I don't really mind because it's better. Like to me, it was better than having nothing. And like we talked about, my core audience is enjoying them, but they're not bringing the growth I wanted them to. But I had a couple like that on my schedule. I'm like, that's okay. These were fun little moments. I want to share them.
Yeah.
So it's really personal preference. I'm not worried about it to the point where I think it's going to damage the channel, though, if that's what that person's worried about. All right. Any way to get homepage and suggestions with tutorial channels, tutorials, repair and tips?
That's like a group coaching question because that's kind of in depth. It's kind of rare. Most tutorial channels get most of their views from search because you're looking to how to do something. What will end up happening is if you watch enough of those tutorial videos, then you'll be suggested that content. But a lot of times for tutorial and how-to based stuff, you watch one or two videos and then not again. So then the suggestions kind of die off because you're not interested in it. It's almost like I always say, coming home, finding that your toilet is clogged. You go online, watch a couple of videos how to unclog it, And then tomorrow when you come on YouTube, it's like, oh, you must like toilet unclogging videos, and you just never watch any of them. And then then that's it, right? It's like you're not subscribing to Joe the Plumber. Like you got what you needed and you left. So it doesn't mean that you won't get views from suggested. And matter of fact, I would say it probably should go search, suggested, and then browse, because suggested implies that you're getting people to watch multiple videos in a row, and you should be able to do that. You should be able to say, okay, I help you unclog your toilet now. Has your sink ever been clogged? Let me just go ahead and send you to that video. Like that should work. But,
or unblock Dan's mouth, which has got some really
yes, there's something in Dan's mouth that doesn't feel right. Weird. Yeah.
I meant the words as they were coming out of my mouth.
I think we got some more super chats. We got a
feel
$20
right.
super chat.
I had this experience last night. We were trying to figure out how to wirelessly connect a HP printer to a computer, and it took us 2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Gosh!
And here's the incredible thing: my wife, who self-confessed not a technical person, figured it out before me. So,
oh my gosh!
Round of applause to her.
Embarrassing.
Please, please know
you can do it.
It's the wrong one. Sorry.
I want those sound effects now.
You don't need to send us super chats to get our attention, but thank you. So I have a cycling YouTube channel with 19, almost 1,200 subs, and recently got approved for the YouTube Creator Program. I have watched many of your videos that helped me get there. Big thanks. Thank you for sharing.
You are welcome. And as an extra piece of advice, check out, I think the channel's called King of Mountains. They're doing something monster views on shorts around cycling.
Oh wow!
I did also grab our next question.
There's another $5 super chat. Let's get that before it disappears.
I got it already.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to show everybody in this video right here. I even said in this video, because I talked a lot about traffic sources, this video will start getting pretty decent views in browse, but I'm targeting search. So eventually over time, I expect it to do better in search. And what we're seeing right now, it's kind of hard to see, but the browse features are still attributing a lot of views in the last 48 hours, but you see it trending down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, search is starting to come up.
Yep.
Just as predicted.
That's normal because search and performance for the first 24 to 48 hours tends to be browse and then suggested, because it's going to people who've never been to your channel before. Actually, I know this because I've talked to YouTube about it. The first 24 to 48 hours, because it doesn't know anything about the content, it shoots it out to people who've been to your channel most recently, which is browse, and then hopefully some suggested. And then after that kind of dies off, search is your best bet.
Yeah.
Show the gaming channel one, Dan. That's already done that. Like it did it within the first 24 hours.
Oh, right.
You know, it was a 10 of 10 when we launched it for the first 24 hours. And then
this one right here.
It immediately went to search. So
is this your next million video?
This is it.
And we've been waiting for like 2 years, man.
I know.
Bro.
Search bringing in 40% of the views on it right now.
Yeah.
Suggested 27%.
Oh, go to reach. You can actually see this visually. Go to reach, scroll down, hit see more, and then do traffic source at the top there. And then you can see it actually happen.
There we go.
There you go.
So yeah, we can actually go in. I zoomed in right now, it's a little annoying, but we can go in and say I only want to see suggested and browse, you know, and there they are converging on one another.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm glad you showed me that.
That looks wrong. Why is it saying search isn't getting much traffic?
Oh wait, what? Yeah, where's the yellow line?
It's coming up.
But
so
it's all
instead of doing since publish,
hold
on. Instead of doing since publish, hit the down arrow and do since upload.
Oh, they're impressions, Dan. They're impressions.
Yeah.
You want to?
Was I on the wrong thing?
Yeah. Views.
Sorry.
Boom.
And then
look at the colors. Yeah.
Change the time period. Change your time period again to since uploaded.
It is on since uploaded.
Since published, whichever one it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That's better. There you go. So now you can see search.
Apologies.
Yep. So there you go. Oh, look, Cake Mom has sent 3 super chats, and I think the first 2 she couldn't get her question in, so we should probably answer her.
Let me
just throwing money at us.
It's just like take my money. Take my money. Answer my question,
please. Just send us cakes.
So my cake channel has pivoted a bit lately towards healthier stuff. Those vids did best in the past. Good decision. Views are still low. Not sure what's wrong.
This is a much longer conversation than we'll probably be able to do here. But listen, I mean, you've given a lot of super chats. Why don't we do like a little? I never do this, but I'm going to do something real nice, Cake Mom, because I'm hoping that you'll send me a cake. We'll get you. I'll find out where your YouTube channel is. I'll send you a free little 15-minute conversation with me. We can talk about it a little bit more in depth.
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like, first of all, she super chatted a bunch of times, and I'm not doing it because she super chatted, but because she messed up twice. You can tell she was trying to ask this question, and it just never worked. And I feel bad. So Cake Mom, I'll find you. I'll send you a link, and then or find me on Twitter or something, and I'll answer that question. In general, for pivots, it's difficult, and I don't want to spend an hour talking about pivots and from people who may not be interested. But this is a good question, so I'll get in touch with you.
And then another super chat question here was a question. I have an accent. Do you think people will watch me if I make good videos?
Yes,
absolutely.
I love accents.
Yeah, I wouldn't let something like that concern you personally.
I have a YouTube voice. I confess, like I have quite a strong, thick northern accent, and maybe you lot sometimes hear it like in meetings, but definitely on YouTube videos, I'm very conscious of this. And I've often thought, should I just try and drop my YouTube voice and go for the authentic accent? And now I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I could transition. Like I've done so many thousands of hours in this voice now. It's almost like automatic. As soon as I press record, there are different inflections and tones in my accent, but they occasionally come through.
So I'm grabbing a lot of excellent questions here, but we're not going to get to them right away because we have like a backlog. But some of the newer questions we're getting are so good. Some good conversations here. So I just grabbed a bunch. Some of them I didn't look at too carefully, but some of them I did, admittedly. Okay, but let's go to this one. How to avoid burnout when starting and growing alone. Not great timing to ask, as I was just posting one a day for a challenge. Okay, so but now you're probably feeling a little bit like exhausted from that, I imagine. How to avoid burnout?
I left you a comment, just FYI. I left a comment on your channel, so there you go. Sorry.
It's all right. So tips for basically avoiding burnout when you're starting out. Growing alone, I'm kind of interested why you included that, as if it's kind of saying like, if I feel like if I had some more friends that were doing this, I wouldn't be as burned out. And that's interesting. I mean, maybe if you're in, maybe that means you should look for people in your niche and try and just talk in these communities and see if you can kind of get in with them. So you have more people, like-minded people to kind of like bounce off of a little bit. What do you guys think? Avoiding burnout, maybe just in general.
It's a tough one. First of all, I think really Rob should talk about this because he's been a longer creator than me for sure. But a lot of burnout comes from A, pressure that you put on yourself.
Yeah.
B, sometimes like how much you're uploading, and then C, sometimes the content you're uploading. So if you're not in love with the content you're doing, like you just kind of do it because it works, that can burn you out. Because you could be doing something and especially when it doesn't work, then it like hurts extra. But a lot of times it's the pressure we put on ourselves. So yeah, it's a rough balance. What have you been doing, Rob?
I was just saying to Heather during the live stream with Think Media that you can check out after this live stream that I feel as if the first 6 to 12 months of your YouTube journey should be figuring out whether you passionately love making content without earning a dime. Because that's still what fuels me. I still love getting up in the morning and pressing record and putting together a story of a video. You know, like just you saw me throwing that subscriber button into the bin. It took a long time to do, but I kind of enjoyed doing it because it added a bit of creative comedy to a fairly dry topic of talking about how to get 10,000 subscribers. And so that kind of nourished me in the way that I need to be nourished, but hopefully it's enjoyable for the audience as well. I don't know about you, but I've created a sixth sense for knowing when I'm starting to reach burnout and just accepting that I need to do something else, whether it's to unwind by playing on the computer, taking a dog for a walk, or if it's a weekend, actually having a weekend and taking that time off. Because you'll get to a point if you're just so into the weeds, you'll end up just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different to happen. You know, you're not taking a step back from a channel and trying to think about how you're going to apply better skills and whatnot. You just end up being on the wheel and creating and creating and creating. And that can very quickly lead to burnout.
What I'll say, like our friend Nate over at Channel Makers took a break, and he then did a video about his break and how that impacted the channel, everything like that. But his main suggestion that I took away, and I think every YouTuber should think about, is if you plan your breaks on YouTube, if you ahead of time, before you ever get close to burnout, you say, okay, on these weeks or in these days, I'm not going to upload deliberately, and I'm going to not feel guilty about it, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to take some time off. Plan it out and prepare for it. That's a much healthier way to approach YouTube. It's kind of like when you have a full-time job, you know, you have to tell your coworkers you're going on vacation, right? So that comes, you have to plan this stuff out. And airline tickets and things have certain dates. You got to buy them at a certain time. You always plan your vacations outside of YouTube. As a creator, it's the same thing. Plan your vacations ahead of time to avoid the worst of the burnout scenarios where you've just gone and gone and gone until you finally hit that wall. And now you didn't backlog any content. You need to take a break. You don't even get to enjoy the break because you decide to take one, but you feel guilty the whole time because nothing's going on in your channel. Like, try to avoid that by preparing for it ahead of time. Plan your breaks out throughout the year.
And always try and do these things before you start to hate creating or hate YouTube.
Yes.
Because you always want to, I guess, leave yourself wanting a little bit more. Like, I'm tired and I want to do this, but you know what? I'm going to take a break because when I want to do this thing in the morning or next week or whatever, I'm going to be refreshed and re-energized. You know, don't give yourself everything and then just say, I'm done. I need to just take a break, because you'll find it difficult to get back into the groove.
Yeah. Rob, this next question I have on the list, did you get that one?
Probably. I did star a few when I first came in, Dan.
Okay. Because it's not one that I think we would necessarily be equipped to answer, but I'll bring it up. Do you think I should start a VR channel?
So I tell you what it's a concept of a creator asking for permission from somebody else to do something. It's like, yes, if you're passionate about VR,
yeah,
and you think you've got a message to share, don't ask us. Do it. Figure out if you enjoy making VR content. Figure out if there's an audience for it, and do it. It doesn't matter if you want to start a tech channel, if you want to start a DIY channel. Well, maybe not for Travis. Starting a how to unblock your toilet channel, or how to do dollar holes channel. Whatever the question is, and it's within YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines. Yes, do it.
Why is VR popping off too? By the way, VR is popping off. But I will say this, because I've loved to have done one. The level of quality of those VR channels is really good. So you got to bring something very unique.
Yeah, I think like the VR channels that started 3 or 4 years ago are now cleaning up incredibly. They're doing awesome stuff, and I think I guess the margin for entering that space.
It's expensive.
Like, would you still treat it as like a bit of a Wild West? You know, there are big channels there, but there's still an opportunity for growth. I think
there's so much interest. Did you know? I don't know if you knew this, that over the holiday season, the #1 app in the iOS store was the Oculus app.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was TikTok, but
no, it was Oculus for holidays. Yeah. So that really says a lot. There's a lot of interest, a lot of new.
The next thing that's going to happen is that the Oculus Quest is going to be dropped by $100 at some point this year, probably, and they'll bring out the next one. And I feel as if last year when I got one, it was starting to get popular. This year it's been super popular because of a shortage of PS5s and whatever. And I think next year, or the next 2 or 3 years, it's just going to go completely mainstream. And, you know, we'll be talking to each other with VR headsets on and stuff like that.
The thing about VR content, like the best channels are the ones that invest in a setup, physical space in their house where they have green screens. They stand on them, they stand in front of them, and then they can play games like Beat Saber, but also be on camera at the same time. And it's not hard for the viewers to watch because the camera stays still rather than it being on your head and moving around while you're moving. So that, like, you're competing with that level of quality. I've always said VR has a higher barrier to entry on YouTube than, say, just a PC gaming channel, because you need physical space, you need money to invest in the headset, which is finally more affordable now. Then you got to figure out how to hook that headset up and then capture footage, which is a whole other process, you know. So there's a lot of
the beginning of the year. It's just possible.
Yeah, it's anyway. Why is YouTube set at 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time, whereas Twitch is 50 followers, an average of 3 viewers, 8 hours and 7 different days? So basically comparing the requirements to get monetized on YouTube versus Twitch.
Well, first of all, I would forget about the requirements on another platform. It's
Mhm.
another platform. If you want to go onto Twitch and start earning revenue there, go ahead and meet the requirements. As for YouTube, I think this has been developed over almost over a decade's worth of monetized platform experience from YouTube. And ultimately, this is all about trust. YouTube, first of all, needs to trust you as a creator and that you're going to make appropriate content for an audience. And then once you've kind of proved that with your, I don't know, first 50 videos or whatever, and then you reach the requirements, YouTube is then placing its trust in you to create content that advertisers can place adverts on. Because I feel as if sometimes, because you never speak to a human being at YouTube and sign a contract in that way and like have a meeting, it almost feels like a computer game that you're reaching 1,000 subscribers, you're getting 4,000 hours watch time, and then you're going to unlock monetization. But at every point, there are human beings as the moral compass, the checks and balances. There's going to be a human reviewer making sure that your content is appropriate. And then when there's advertisements on there, I think once it gets into once you're monetized, then quite a bit of it goes into automation that, you're not necessarily being checked all of the time that adverts are in the right place and so on. So it's quite a big commitment from YouTube to start accepting you as a business partner to share ad revenue with. So remember, there's a business relationship going on here. Yeah. Who was I speaking to? It's Emily. We're kind of almost employees, not employees of YouTube, in the same way that Uber drivers are employees, not employees of a taxi ride service. So, I mean, who knows? In a couple of years, there may be unions and whatnot.
I think if you're comparing the monetization process for Twitch versus YouTube, you're comparing apples to oranges. Because to get monetized on Twitch, you have to physically be live for all that time. You have to, work your way up to all these different metrics while being live. You can't upload a video and then forget about it on Twitch. You grow on Twitch by being live, and that is that. On YouTube, you have an opportunity to make one video, and if that video does well, you reach all the requirements. So it's a totally different system, and it's really hard to compare. Well, I could get monetized on Twitch faster, and than I could on YouTube. It's a totally different ball game. And then once you're monetized on Twitch, you have this big of an audience to get in, any money from it all. And ad revenue, I'm not even sure you get ad revenue as an affiliate, or if you do, it's minuscule compared to YouTube. So even if you reach monetization on Twitch, that doesn't mean suddenly, cool, I can quit my job. Like, that's not the case. Any full-time Twitch streamer will tell you that. And if you look at the leaks that happen with Twitch and all the money that everybody makes, that only a small fraction of people are making enough money to live above the poverty line. So, keep all these things in mind. It's hard to compare these two platforms like that.
I suppose I should add as well that we're able to answer this from a position of privilege in that we have monetized our channels. So maybe we don't. Well, I guess we do appreciate the grind and the challenge to get to those requirements. But now that we're beyond that, maybe we don't fully appreciate how unfair it can seem.
Yeah.
Because back when I first monetized my tech channel, you needed 10,000 views. And I think that was it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wasn't really focusing on those milestones. I think I surpassed 10,000 views, and I was invited into the YouTube Partner Program without even realizing it. It wasn't the focus of my content at the time, my channel. I was all about getting more views and building an audience. And it's like, monetization's here. Cool. Let's turn it on. Yeah. $1 a day, $2 a day. That's cool. What's next?
Next one here. Are shorts a good way to make a preview for a video you are about to release, or take your videos and break them into funny shorts to get more exposure to a larger audience? The second thing you said, do that. I think YouTube shorts are not meant to be previews for other videos. It's really hard to pull people away from the short shelf. If they happen to find your video while scrolling through 100 other videos, like, hey, stop doing what you're doing. Come to my channel because I have this other video that's going to release soon and you need to be there to see it. YouTube Shorts should live on their own. Make content for that audience. Think about where that audience is right now. Think about where they're coming from. That is my take on that.
How dare you?
I think you're right. I think you're right, Dan.
I started working on a channel actively for the last 2 months and already got 100 subs, 130,000 views. Wow, congrats.
Nice.
But I need to get reviewed by you and progress further.
Oh my God, no, you don't.
How are my metrics in your opinion? We can't see your metrics. We're not doing channel ads today, but no, you do not. You clearly do not need to get.
Yeah, seriously.
No,
I never got reviewed for anything for my first like year or something on YouTube. Didn't need it.
If you feel like you're ready to take that plunge into,
Group
taking
coaching!
your channel, to the next level, group coaching. Group coaching is affordable, and you get to meet a ton of creators that are also, in this exclusive Discord and places like that, and they all have, very similar to questions as to yours. That's something you might consider.
What I will say is that their channel name is so generic, I can't find it. There's lots of channels called Tricks. Not saying it should change your channel name. I'm just saying I can't find it.
Yes, that does make it quite difficult. All right. And Vets, another 4-letter channel name. How important is a super focused niche? My channel is almost all Marvel movie based, with some other ones thrown in, but I do rankings, discussions, news, and should I focus on just one of those?
I think it goes back to what we talked about before. Like, what's your passion?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like talking about it? And then what's your expectation? I think it's like, what's your passion? What's your expectation? Is your passion to be able to talk about all those things? And will it keep you happy longer? Then that's always going to be a good investment for you. Because again, if you burn yourself out by doing something that works that you don't love, it's just a job that doesn't pay as well. Having said that, if your thing is, so I want this thing to be big and all this other stuff, then you got to do what works. And if you're noticing that the other content doesn't bring back people, like we talked about at the beginning of this video, then yeah, I mean, do the strategic thing, which is just talk about the things that keep people coming back.
If I was really into the Marvel universe and culture, I would probably like to go to a channel that did nothing but tier rankings of characters. Like, imagine if you went through all 30 MCU films and you tier ranked the characters within those films, and you just did that for all of them. Like, that seems like an interesting series of videos that I could only get from this creator. But that's just my personal opinion. I from my experience, feel as if going super niched to begin with, to become the ambassador for a certain thing on a certain topic, is what gets you noticed. And then as you're able to build out your audience and become a better content creator, so people enjoy your style, your personality, your own thoughts and opinions on the topic, then you can start to take them on different journeys.
So I got another super chat question here. You really don't need to send us money to get these answered, but thank you for your
two candy bars now.
I know. I recently started a new channel. Should I aim for hitting highly searched topics and just go for quantity, or focus on quality? Rob's favorite topic. You started a new channel, so they have some experience.
I don't know what the topic of the channel is. Is it intended for search? Are you here to answer the questions that people are searching for on Google and YouTube? If the answer is yes, then yeah, that's going to be your target. Again, just as somebody who started a new channel, if you are a new creator, then your 30th video is going to be infinitely better than your first video. Mm-hmm. So how do you get to that point in your journey? Not as quickly as possible, but in a constructive way. And I think that is through a certain amount of quantity. Like there's another way of looking at this in like the 80-20 rule. Like, you can probably make a video of 80% quality in an hour, but to get it to 100% quality, the best video you could humanly make for your current skill set could take you another 5 or 6 hours. Mm-hmm. So it's a balance in that. You do want to improve your content 1 or 2% with each video that you make, but you don't want to try and make the perfect video as your first video, because you'll just you'll just be planning and trying to record it endlessly for hours and hours.
Well,
but again, that's my personal opinion from my personal experience.
That's very specific to editing. One curveball add in there is like, what are you sacrificing? What's the quality bit that you feel like I'm going to sacrifice this to go the quantity route? Because if it's something like thumbnails and title research, I would say, hey,
good point.
think about doing more of that. If you're sacrificing some polish on your edits, that's a different story. So what is it you think you should be sacrificing in order to get that quantity? Because if you're going to sacrifice something that's going to keep your video from getting discovered in the first place, like doing research, then no, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good unless you just want to practice making videos. But you have to kind of think about it from that angle.
We're not doing audits, but is this a channel we're talking? Are you starting a new channel, or is this the channel that you started? Because it looks great. You've got 500 subscribers. You're getting fantastic views on some of these. But did you burn yourself out? Was a lack of consistency? What
I like
caused
the
you
background.
to stop making content?
I like their background. Their whole set's nice.
Yeah, I mean the quality already looks pretty good.
The
But
videos aren't that long, so you obviously editing.
So yeah, I don't know if you're trying to restart this channel, or it sounds like consistency is probably, committing to a schedule is, do everything that you're already doing, but try to commit to one video a month or one video every 2 weeks, and not go for a big long break, because I think your audience has probably already moved on to new contents and new creators who've filled the gap that you left.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's I don't know if it's starting a brand new channel, so I could be wrong on that.
Yeah. I normally do shorter videos, full videos, and shorts. So you do shorter videos that don't count as YouTube shorts. You do full length videos, and then you do YouTube shorts. You're at 724 subscribers, 1.5K watch hours. Should I do more longer videos to get my watch hours up?
Yes, question mark. Yeah, if you make longer videos, they'll be watched for longer and you'll get more watch time. But is that going to suit your audience? Do they want ultimately to watch longer content? We've been experimenting a little bit with this on the channel. I don't know if you've realized this, Dan, but for about 2 or 3 months before Christmas, I decided I was going to make videos of 5 minutes or less with a high call to action on the end screens. And yes, the end screen count went up, but the videos themselves weren't really being shared that much. So I then decided to go the complete opposite way, and I made a couple of videos that were 20 minutes long, and they are not watched for that long. We get audience retention of 25 to 30%, which sounds dreadful, but relative audience retention is fairly strong on them, and it does feel as if YouTube is sharing them out longer.
Interesting.
So now I'm kind of like thinking, what is the real sweet spot here?
Right.
And I have been influenced by this video that's gone a little viral for us, that big mistake small YouTubers make, which is like 9 minutes long. So I kind of ended up where I started, which was about 10-minute long videos. But
that's awesome.
It's a good experiment.
When it comes to gaming channels, I think we've seen this channel before, so I know it's a Minecraft channel. When it comes to these channels, you don't necessarily have to make longer videos to reach your watch time goals if your shorter videos are getting shared around a lot. So one thing you could look at is taking your short videos that are not YouTube shorts and just improving them in little ways here and there. Maybe one of these can take off for you, because those watch hours count too. And if suddenly your shorter videos are getting spread more and more and more, you don't have to sit there and make these really long 12-minute videos that take forever to edit and things like that. So there's like a million ways to kind of go about it, though. I mean, for me, I had a shorts channel and I started doing live streams on it, and then I'd leave the live streams up and I'd build up watch hours that way. So, and then now my live streams can count towards my shorter content, because I can take clips from them and then turn those into shorter videos and reuse the content that way. So it just really depends on your workflow. How do you want to approach this? But yes, if you want to reach monetization as like a shorts channel and you're experimenting longer form content, you will need more longer form content to get the watch hours. That's just how it's going to work. All right. What advice would you give to a small channel like me with a few subs in a saturated small niche such as reselling? Reselling what?
Yeah, reselling what? What does that mean? Is it reselling like buying things from Amazon, those pallets? Is that what it is? And is it really saturated? I don't know. I think everything's saturated, but then also not.
It does look like eBay stuff, like they're buying stuff on eBay and reselling it. Wait, is that a small niche? I thought that was kind of popular.
He said small channel in a saturated small niche. So, in other words, despite the fact that it's small, there's a lot of people doing content for it. Maybe that's true.
Maybe there's more content than there are viewers is kind of what they're saying. Like there's a lot of people making.
I kind of tackled this in yesterday's group coaching session. I'm gonna let you guys give the information. I can't. I already gave it to my people. So go ahead and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's hard to answer that without, I guess, because I want to know more now about the reselling space. I'm just inherently interested. What do you think, Rob? Anything?
My advice: make better thumbnails, because I think the viewer needs to get over this aspect first. Because just looking at the thumbnails, I don't get a strong eBay reselling vibe, so I could innocently scroll past these without realizing they are about the reselling topic. And also, I think the shorts actually are performing quite well. So maybe the long form niche is saturated and competitive, but maybe there's an outlet for you to be the leader in reselling shorts.
I mean, if we're in channel audit mode, the title there on the latest video is not super helpful either. What sold on eBay this week with the people, I guess, that are in the video with Poshmark and someone else, that no one really knows who those people are. So
I think they're websites actually, which makes it even more funny.
Okay. Oh, they might be. But if we're talking about products that sold on eBay using these websites or whatever it might be, should focus on the products.
Yeah,
like,
I would focus on like maybe the logo of eBay, a product, and then a ridiculous price it sold for, even whether it be massively under value. Like let's say it's a MacBook Pro and you were able to buy one for $800, or you were able to sell one for $5,500. That's going to catch my eye when I'm scrolling through the feed.
I'm hung up on this because I feel like I've seen eBay reselling channels that are actually really big. So I don't know if your niche is as small as you might think it is. But I wish I could. That's what I was trying to think of the example.
Easy Reseller, I think is one of the guys. I think I follow him on Twitter or something. It's Razy Reseller or something. Anyway, yeah, there's some out there that do some pretty good views actually.
I mean, sometimes you got channels that are getting revenue from YouTube and reselling, and it competes. Sometimes their reselling does better than their YouTube videos, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I just picked out this one. Cool channel name. Ready, Set, Resell. Arrows pointing at stuff. Buy this. Look for these. Price tags. That's kind of like the thumbnail.
Views are really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the channel size.
Sorry, I keep. Oh no, hang on. Put me in the bottom because I joined second. So like, if you're gonna cover anyone's face, cover mine.
People came here. They were asking for you when we first got here. I think we'd be on top. What are you talking about? Like, where's Rob?
Yeah, this is a sham. What's your opinion on going broad on a specific niche as the way to stand out? There's no big channel that covers my niche in a broad way. Covers my niche in a broad way. What do you mean by broad? Now, I read this question differently when I started.
Really means it almost sounds like they're asking for permission to just do whatever that's not niche down. Again, test. I think it always comes down to testing. Like, test it, see what happens.
Yeah. I'm a gaming channel, 2.7K subs, but I also want to do lifestyle maybe one day. Do you think I should do 2 channels at the same time or stick to one? Which is the right thing to do, basically. That, again, entirely depends on you. Running 2 channels side by side, 2 full-blown channels. Like Travis, you showed us earlier, someone who's running 3 channels now. You didn't share any strategies, but I imagine part of that might be their workflow allows for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to it. The one thing, whenever someone asks if I should start a new channel or something, sometimes the answer is yes. A lot of times the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. But really all you have to do is, like, if you don't believe me, just look at what Mr. Beast does. He has a channel for everything. And he's one of the few creators on the platform that literally could put everything on one channel, but he doesn't. And there's a reason. So if you don't believe me, believe Mr. Beast. He's doing it because, again, he literally could just have a video of him looking in the camera for 5 minutes doing nothing, and they could perform. But he has decided very specifically to have 27 million channels that all have like 10 million or more subscribers, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think once you've figured out the formula for one channel and been successful at, and you can take that template and put it into another channel on a different topic,
Yep.
then go for it. But
Mhm.
I'm guessing at this point that you're probably putting in a lot of time, energy, and resources into this one channel, and then to dilute that to a second channel, I think both channels might be impacted at this time.
Yep. So there might be a point where your workflow kind of allows for it. But what about this? What if you focused on the gaming channel to the point where you were getting monetized, you were getting brand deals, you were getting great affiliate sales, and you went full time? So you were able to quit your day job, or maybe you graduate college and you go straight to full-time YouTube afterwards, wherever you are in life. That would be a much better time to think about starting a second channel when your finances are covered, when you don't have another big thing in life pulling you away like a full-time job, rather than diluting the first channel early, before you can even give that first channel a real chance to thrive. 2.7K subs as a gaming channel. I don't know how long you've been at it, but that's pretty impressive. Like, stick with it. There might be time in the future for the lifestyle stuff. All right. 26,100 plus subscribers, but I'm getting botted and hate raids and losing tons of subs lately. How do I bounce back and get consistent influxes of more subscribers, pushing for 100K this year? Sorry to hear about the botting and the hate raids. I know that's like a thing that's happening to a lot of creators.
Why are they losing subs from this? Is this just dodgy accounts that YouTube is auditing and purging?
It could be
from your channel, or are the bots giving you a bad reputation, forcing people to unsubscribe? If it's a latter, then report it to YouTube.
Mhm.
If it's a former, just don't worry about subscriber counts at this point. Focus on your viewers and your return viewers. Look, you've done the hard point right now. You've got 1,000 subscribers, you monetize, you've probably unlocked all of the other subscriber requirements like stories and memberships,
Community tab.
etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100,000 subscribers is going to be nice for that play button, but it is just another arbitrary milestone for a trinket. And I know I'm kind of, again, maybe I'm saying that from a privileged position, but it's your audience that's really going to continue to nourish you as a creator, hopefully help sustain the channel, maybe turn it into a business. 100,000 subscribers is great, but I might be looking for 5,000 views per video or 20,000 views per video, or something that's going to be more valuable to you on a regular basis.
Yeah. It would kind of go back to our general YouTube advice, right? Check up on your channel focus. Make sure that you're always improving your thumbnails and everything. Like, that's how you would bounce back from a situation where you're not enjoying the growth you want to see. It would just all go back to the fundamentals. Like, how is my niche doing? Like, what could I be doing better? Dig in, do some research on like what's going on in your space. Thank you for your question, though. Sorry about the struggles you are going through. What is your position on reaction channels? If you receive a copyright strike, is it time to pivot? I thought I was practicing fair use and promoting the content. People disagree with that.
Oh, that's a good question. So
Yeah.
Did you receive a claim or a strike? Because a lot of people get those confused, and they're completely different impacts. If you're getting claims, you should expect claims. If you're getting strikes, like, I want to rethink things.
One thing Emily would tell us, we've talked about this a lot with Emily on the stream in the past. One thing Emily Baker would tell us is that fair use is a defense.
Yeah.
Which means if you're getting copyright claims based on your reactions and you feel like they fall into fair use, in order to fix that, you have to use fair use to defend yourself, and that can go to court. That could be a whole thing.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on reaction channels is be ready for all of the consequences that come with doing a reaction channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are lots of successful reaction channels that don't get copyright strikes.
Yep.
So it sounds like at the moment you made a mistake. Hopefully you can learn from that mistake and adjust from that mistake and create content that isn't considered a copyright violation. I don't know if this should be a reason to pivot, because there are so many successful examples. I guess it must just be the way that you use the content in that particular video, and obviously try not to do it again. Because like, where do you go? Like, if you're going to pivot because of that copyright strike, do you know what your plan is?
Right.
Yeah.
Pivoting to what? And what are the viewers that subscribe to you so far are going to be interested in that you're going to do next?
Mm-hmm.
There is there a strategy rather to go from 10K to 100K? I'm about to hit 10K. Congrats. Should I still experiment, or should I double down on what is working?
So I think I started this one because I'm just doing my video about how to get 10,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping that we can all come up with some ideas, which is going to be the script for my next video. So this is purely a selfish question.
What do you think the difference is between? And this is a real question for both of you.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is about getting subscribers from 0 to 100 to 100 to 1,000 to 1,000 to 10,000? Like, what's the difference?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Like, what do you do different?
I can tell you what I've gone through vaguely with my personal channel.
Right.
I got what did I get? It was 30,000 subscribers in a year. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I started the channel around this time last year, hit 30,000 plus subscribers. When I hit 10,000, I was pretty excited. I was like, well, cool. I didn't know that this would go this far. This is awesome. Nothing changed in terms of my content strategy. There was not like everything was trucking along. The subscribers were coming in really quickly. So there's nothing I needed to change. What's changed now since hitting 30,000, and yeah, I would like to get to 100K, is that I have other plans. I have other things I would like to be doing, either alongside that channel or with that channel, and I've decided I need to free myself up creatively. So I've changed my content strategy, not for the sake of getting more or less subscribers, but for just my life right now. It makes sense to change it. So now, instead of making more original videos, I'm repurposing live stream content. It's a lot easier for me. It takes way less time, and the videos are doing about just as well as they were. So that doesn't really answer the question, but what my point is that it all came down to what makes sense for me. And I experimented with a new style of content. I liked the results, and I still feel like it hasn't hindered my growth and to reach the goals I want to reach with the channel.
I think you can get 100 subscribers by just making videos, and lots of them.
100,000, you mean?
No, 100 subscribers.
First 100.
Oh.
I think you can get to 1,000 subscribers by just doing the same thing, but over the course of a year to 18 months. I think to get to 10,000 subscribers, you have to start making content that is somewhat related to each other, and then maybe having a few viral moments, videos that are just looking at popped. But I think to get from 10,000 to 100,000, then you're really starting to think about, what does my target audience want to watch, and continue to feed that audience continuously so that it builds over a period of time. I thought about that in like 30 seconds, and I don't think I've done a very good explanation.
No, I think that actually, a lot of that made sense.
Yeah,
actually, that's really good. I think that's good.
So that's going to be the video.
Yeah, cool. I like it.
30-second short.
Let's do a couple more.
Yeah, I've got a problem when uploading a video. I only get views the same day and the day after. After that, the video basically dies out.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah,
hey,
you are not alone.
You're into YouTube. That's awesome. Welcome. We have drinks and cookies.
We have cake.
We have cake.
Yeah, it could be, boy.
It's YouTube. I mean, it literally it's how
it is. But you want your videos to sail, you don't want them to sink after a couple days. And we have videos that sail. And like with the videos we showed you guys earlier, they are search driven. So we get a lot of views in the first couple days. Our browse and suggested start to die down a little bit. A lot of our core audience sees the videos, but then they start to take off in search. So if you want this to kind of change, maybe you could try some more search driven content. Your core audience will watch it, and then over time, new people will discover your channel, because that seems to be where the struggle is with this channel. New people are not discovering your channel. You're placating to the same audience day after day.
We're not doing channel audits, but
yes, we are now.
This channel's been up for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's
nearly
it?
150 subscribers.
What?
Their videos are getting hundreds of views.
Oh, quiet down. They're good.
Yeah,
you're doing fine. You're doing fine right now.
Go easy on yourself.
Sit
what
down.
are you doing?
GTA Rabbit, you didn't even exist 3 weeks ago.
What a strong start to YouTube.
I know. Seriously, like, what do you think? There are people in the chat that are going to be like, he got 100 subscribers in 2 weeks, and he's I can already see it now.
In Grand Theft Auto, which is highly competitive.
Yeah.
Bro, settle down. You are killing it. I think what it is, because I talk to a lot of creators one-on-one, And it's perceptions. Like it's the TikTok thing where you see all these people getting TikToks with 100,000 views. They come to YouTube, think it's going to be, I put something up, it's going to get thousands of views. It's not the way it works. It's very difficult. And you might say, well, but I see all these channels getting these views and I know my videos are better. Well, you're seeing the top of the top. What you're not seeing is the millions of channels below it. You're seeing the top of the iceberg. You're not seeing the millions of channels below it that are doing the same thing as you that aren't getting those views. There's only so much you can see. So you're crushing it. You're killing it. Settle down, sit down. Look, Bobby Tail says, what? That's great. You're killing it. You're literally killing it.
Everyone's got to start somewhere. You're not guaranteed anything on YouTube. And if you can start like that, I mean, you're going to do just fine.
Yep. 100%.
So this person is seeing channels that make 30 to 60 second videos, less than 10,000 subscribers, getting millions of views per week, higher than some of the bigger creators, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Why did they do so good in browse with no thumbnails?
Shorts?
All
just shorts.
It could be shorts, but I've seen this trend with longer form videos too. I've actually started experimenting with even more simplistic thumbnails to where you wouldn't know if YouTube picked it for me. And I'm noticing some interesting results from that. I think it's because this is a theory. I have no data on this. I think it's because there's a subset of people who like for certain verticals on YouTube, they like to see the video look realistic. Like some videos, if you overproduce the thumbnail, I think people disconnect with it a little bit.
Yep. I talked about this in the group coaching yesterday. You're exactly right. You're 100% right.
My hunch was correct.
You are correct.
This was an example of a channel that was doing that. Bruhify.
Oh, Bruhify. Yeah, I remember Bruhify. Yeah.
And they've just vanished after 9 months. These landscape videos under a minute. They were always trying to really engage with the viewer, like a day to watch this entire video. This video has, look, they must be doing something funky with the thumbnails there to like some API to display the comment count and stuff. This video won't be deleted in 5 days. And I think there was like 1,000 clones of this type of channel within days. So, like as Travis said, you see the tip of the iceberg. You see this channel that was the first to do it and has been successful at it. And then there's a million imitations that you never see who failed at it.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Love the support you give to others and help succeed. Thank you so much. That does bring us to the end of this live stream. But I
got a quick question. This is going to be great. Yeah. I've noticed this the last couple times. I keep forgetting to bring it up. But there's something going on that is really weird. It's an optical illusion. How close do you think the microphone is from my mouth? And see if you can guess.
6 inches.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
So in other words, like that much?
No,
6 inches is like
so like this much?
A little bit bigger, a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
A little bit more. So like this.
About that.
The size of your head distance, I would say.
So you think it's this much? That my head is
a little less. A little less
this
than
far away.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know how else to explain this. I'm going to take this one finger. It's literally like it's this far away from my mouth. Isn't that weird? It's literally this far away from my mouth. You just can't tell because of the angle of my camera. It makes it look like it's like 8 or 9 inches. It's literally like I could kiss this thing. Watch. Like I'm right there. I'm right on it. The angle is so weird. It is the strangest thing. I don't know how to explain this. Here's my iPhone. Like, does that make it any easier to understand? I don't know how to explain this. It is right there. It's there. But it looks like it's like much further away. It's crazy.
It sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
mine looks as close as it is. I'm right on top of this.
Pinky to thumb. Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
So thank you all for hanging out. Last thing I was going to say just on that last question is I've been watching a channel that doesn't really use the most complex custom thumbnails. I can tell they do use custom thumbnails, but they just take Twitch clips and upload them as like 30, 60-second videos. And it's usually just them talking about something. There's a game in the background. It has nothing to do with the game. It's always just them kind of telling a little story or a quip. And I tend to click on their videos more when they don't have an overproduced thumbnail. It's really weird. But I just know that style of this person sitting there and chatting and the game in the background. And if they try to overproduce their thumbnails, it doesn't look like the same kind of video that I normally watch. So just wanted to share that little story. Other than that, anything we want to say before we head out?
I want to give a big shout out to Travis for filling in on this Wednesday live stream in my absence. I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think it was a good conversation. Well, we'll be back. Rob, what's the next video?
Oh, tomorrow or Friday. It tends to be if I don't publish something on Saturday, then I publish it on Friday instead of Thursday. So expect a video on Friday, I would say. How to beat the YouTube algorithm in 2022.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, guys. We'll see you there.